Good morning, good morning. It's Ona and Giblets, your energy customer service reps from Chicago. Today is Sunday, March 19th, 2023. We have the moon just moved into Pisces today, so the rest of the weekend we've got a nice Pisces moon for art, music, dreaming, imagination, healing, and laughter. Mentioning laughter, okay, as a very high vibrational healing modality. I will be one of the guest tarot readers on House of Lenormand tonight to do the Sunday night special, and it's going to be a good one, I have a feeling, because, we have a big political week ahead of us, okay? And probably a lot of protection rituals that we'll pass along. Also today, Mercury just moved into Aries, so Mercury, the planet of communication, popping out of Pisces into Aries fire sign. Expect to have to clear your throat to help you communicate, okay? So that is the communication, clearing out any fluid that is in the way to speak your truth. Now there's a lot of planets happening in Aries now. So I tuned into the archetype of the artichoke, as you will see in my latest but not yet quite finished piece. It's a lamp, okay? And it all started with, I saw artichokes at the grocery store. And I oh, they look good, but oh, too much work, right? So now I have a taste for them, and I didn't want to do anything. I came home, I talked to my cousin, I said, hey, I saw the gagochula over at, Caputo's, and she goes, oh, too much work. Not like the lamp was too much work. But the idea of it is, I think, as I started to do this lamp, and I'm not going to even bother trying to melt all these synchronicities together, but what I am going to say is, when you see the artichoke, you have to approach it a certain way to get it to come to you. If you go down on the top, you will get stung. It has a nettle at the end of it, right? So I think with this Mercury entering Mars and the new moon and all these planets in Aries, it's just about watching how you approach something, if you want it to come to you, because actually, as with all artichokes, the work is worth it. It is absolutely worth it. So with that being said, I am going to set up the Ovomancy for tomorrow's Ovomancy reading for the Vernal equinox, okay, which occurs at 4:30 Central Standard Time. So I should be at the lake because the moon's in Pisces, right? Wouldn't that make sense? Why am I not living at the lake? I don't know. Not yet, but I will be. That is when the daylight and the night light are equal in time. So it'll be what we call Chicagohenge, where the streets, because they are set up in a grid system, when the sun is coming up or going down, I guess, will be at about 4:30. Will line up directly in between the buildings, and it's reflective, and everybody's like, oh, it's time to drink more beer or whatever they do. But it's a thing, and every city has a henge somewhere. So it's a time when we honor the day and the night being equal in length, and time for spring. So that's a whole thing, which we'll probably cover in Moon Shadows tomorrow. We're going to tape Moon Shadows, Dr. Vicky and I, on her channel, and talk about this new moon, which is the next day, honoring spring, honoring Aries, and what we can do to navigate it, because it is super powerful. All right, so moving forward, that is what is going on. This is not quite yet done, but we'll be on the new moon altar for next week. I would like to pull a couple of cards to honor or maybe ask Cannoli for a couple of messages because she is still hanging around. So I want to clarify what my hanging around means. There were certain places where she liked to sit, or she would be waiting for me and always be in that location. And sometimes when I'm busy, and I have been very busy cleaning my house, so sometimes when I stand up, I look up and I see a phantom silhouette of her at that location where she sort of stood. So she's still sort of hanging around a little bit, which is fine. I expect that she will because she's always watching over Fire Puppy here. So that's when I'm saying hanging around. So I can see how other people, other entities, other animals might pick up on a location where an animal has passed in a house and that was their favorite spot, because sometimes they just hang around there because that was the coolest view or whatever. That it's not so much that she's stuck or they're stuck, but they're honoring their little location. So she's been hanging around. Giblets is afraid to go down the stairs, the long stairs that curve. He's afraid I have to carry him up and down, okay, like I did Cannoli. Pearl has started to only use one side of his litter box. So the only report I can give on how the animals are grieving and how they're doing is Pearl is leaving some space for Cannoli, who used to like to play in the litter box, and Giblets is just maybe getting a little old and the steps are a little intimidating. He fell down them, or I haven't cleaned well enough downstairs and he still may sense her down there or something. I don't know, but he's afraid to go down the stairs. So let's pull 3 cards from Sister Cannoli, okay? I know. She's not coming back, buddy, but I know she's hanging around. All right, so let's do the top 3 here. Didn't I say that's what she calls him? And this is the card I pulled when I was asking her, Cannoli, why are you hanging on? What's going on? And I pulled Fire Puppy, okay? So that's the message. She's talking to you. She says give him a snack. The pizza flavored snack. I would pull other cards, but then they would all smell like this, okay? Second card is the Chariot. Strong will, okay? And in this dog deck, of course, it's, being the leaders of the pack, moving through a treacherous location. And we have the 3 of Earth. She honors that I honor her, that I have the little statue, the little spackle thing up. I have a little Cannoli altar. There's Giblets. That's really sweet. That's really, really sweet. Card on the bottom of the deck is the Magician. Well, that is just too cool to use any other deck to trump. That is awesome. So thank you, Cannoli. Thank you, Giblets, for this awesome Sunday, cool weekend. I am going to spend some of the rest of the day working on this lamp. Hopefully it'll be finished by vernal equinox. I'm going to sage the house. I'm going to set up the Ovomancy. We'll see what spring has ahead of us. I have to say only one thing. If you've hung in this long, thank you. And in the winter solstice Ovomancy, there were balls. What I can only correlate is the balloon. The balloon. Okay, so this is what I blended from that Ovomancy. So we'll see what the spring one shows up. Okay, we'll see. It'll be fun. Thank you so much. Thank you, Cannoli. Thank you, Giblets, because you're such a big, good dog. And thank you, you guys. Love you so much. We will see you tomorrow. Love you, love you, love you.